Sorry, you didn't miss anything. I was saying a bunch of dumb shit. I am just doing this on my just readjustment all live. Cause fuck being late anymore. Get the fuck off of my screen. Go away, go away, go away. Come here. Get up in here. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. No. Do-do-do. I'm so over this because these streamers that I've been subscribed to for like a year, that like they just got really big because their content was like controversial or like interesting or whatever. They've started using OBS and they just like use it all grossly unprofessionally and just drag shit all over the place. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me do that every now and then. We have an after hours stream. We have an informal stream. Give me a second to get things set up. I gotta change this chat here. Yes, Rhubarb, there's another stream. This one's highly off topic, so it's just kind of a check-in and a hangout. I was gonna tell some silly stories from what's going on around the internet, and also a little bit about VK, a little bit. So it's a little on topic, a little off topic. God, the internet is like in a total meltdown. Like just the last couple weeks. I won't even touch the politics side of it because it's a trash fire, man. But, just avoiding the fuck out of Twitter for that. And then there's all kinds of crazy weird shit going on outside of that. Jeff, Adventure Time on the dark side of the web. Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna keep it clean, but there's just some scandalous things going on. One of them actually. I mean, honestly, this one's just like outright informative. I kind of feel obligated, just as someone who's a content creator, because it's like it's happening on YouTube by YouTubers. It's not cool. We can get into that. The other one's just straight cancer. But I don't want this to just be about me and the horrible things I subject myself to on the internet. How are you guys doing, chat? Let me pull a Bald Man Reacts and do a, he does a buddy check. I'm gonna do a pal catch up. How y'all doing, pals? The other topic we are always avoiding, Jeffrey. Yes, and I'm going to still dance around it as delicately as possible, but honestly at this point we might as well bring it up. There's just it's an ongoing trash fire. But everything is a trash fire on the internet the last few days. I'm eating Fruity Pebbles. Oh man, you and Gula are you guys are in like totally the same camp right now. There's no delicately dancing around it. You looked it up, didn't you, Gula? You got curious, huh? You flew too close to the goddamn sun. Very tired but good. 2 jobs is no joke. Damn, Lauren. Good for you, man. Yeah, I feel you. My last job felt like 2 jobs. Oh, let's see how many pixel meters I can go with this. Can I go more pixel meters? Actually, the first question I wanted to ask you guys is, do you guys have any requests for like what kind of streams you want to see for Halloween? Cause I mean, I got shit in the works, man, like for sure. But while I'm at it, if there's anything I'm missing, or anything you guys like to see this month, in terms of streams, let me know. I wonder, do you think I can, if I put this here, well, it's glitching to shit still. I was so heartbroken when I saw this glitching, because I had fixed it. I thought I'd fixed it. Oh, you know what? No, I actually didn't fix it. I fixed a different glitch. Maybe I can try Chrome. Let's try Chrome. See if that fixes nothing. Okay. I have no idea what is even going on. Did you guys get Trump's text? I feel you on the sleeping though. I didn't get his text. I saw a lot of people that were disappointed that he didn't throw MAGA in there just to make certain people really mad. It's like, stop, they're already dead. No more. If I took a shot every time tech crapped out on Jeff, I'd be unconscious. Yeah, I wonder if it's through a certain provider. Sprint's kind of got this weird like streak of like free speech, anti-authoritarian stuff in them, so I almost feel like they might have just been like, no, fuck this, just on principle. I just don't like the idea of any of these, guys having a direct line. But I mean, the reality of the situation is it's completely not that. It's I feel like they don't, there's no way the president will ever even type the text themselves. And I mean that about this one and anyone in the future. They're just calling it a presidential text. Like they call everything this or that. It's like, no, it's some intern, some aide is typing that shit out. You'll know if this one sends the text. I'm on a Sprint. I got the text. Oh, see? Look at that. Well, then I don't know. Did I miss it? Did I leave Trump on red or on unread? I guess it's worse if you leave them on red, right? I don't know how much I believe in that stuff, but people keep saying Venus is in retrograde and that is actually causing this weird shit. I watched an interesting video that was saying we're approaching the golden age, which is an interesting concept, which is that we just get to a point where we're finally advanced enough that we understand and can communicate with each other to the point where we all align with each other enough. that you just have like just a shitload of boundless prosperity and wealth. It was interesting. If you look up Mouthy Buddha, it's a guy named Mouthy Buddha. He's a cool guy. He makes really cool videos. What was it about? How Kanye can save the world. He starts off thinking it's a political commentary, and then he goes into UFOs, and then he goes into like Tesla. It's just a fun mind trip. Jeff ghosted the president. Look, man, he didn't pull out of Syria, okay? I'm gonna play hard to get for a few months. Not to be cynical, but I seriously doubt that. Yeah, well, not to be cynical of your cynicism, but it's kind of hard to tell, because you'll get on the news constantly that it's like the world is shit, the world's going to shit, everything's going to shit, and then low-key the World Health Organization will release that hey, we beat the best estimate of where we would be in terms of lowering world poverty by like multiple years. On the world stage, in terms of like overall development, we're doing much better than we thought we were going to be doing. By multiple metrics. It's just we're also in a state of really high conflict at the same time. So, conflict is okay, but conflict's fine. I'm actually fine with it, because each time things go into a total shit show, I see more and more people just more and more people will get skeptical of whatever side they're on, and then they'll go, and I see it every single time. And I honestly don't care if you're like, even if you're like whether you're like alt-right or a socialist or somewhere in between there, like or a communist, like just people getting skeptical of just blindly following one side and asking questions and then doing their own homework. That's good for all of us, because it gets the American pop, it gets the people asking questions, and then they have to do their own homework to answer those questions, and it raises the overall intelligence or level of informedness of the population. And that's like liberal principle 101, is that an informed population is crucial to warding off tyranny of any sort. And I think we were really at a point where we were in trouble a few years ago, just in terms of people were kind of getting lost in the internet a little bit. I think it's going. I'm cautiously optimistic now. So we'll see. This next month's gonna suck, because everybody's gonna harp on about, the elections or whatever. Yeah. True media likes to make you either scared or mad, and not all of it is true. Hey, here's something interesting. I think most of the people in the chat here are females. Did you guys know Facebook commissioned a study to figure out when women are at their most vulnerable psychologically, so that they could pick specific days to schedule advertisements? They commissioned a study, and they found that women were like, their confidence was at like their most vulnerable level on Mondays. So supposedly, if you're a woman, you get a lot of feel-good advertisements on Facebook on Mondays, like or it's advertisements based on the concept of I'm not good enough, and so there's, like, that shit's gross, right? Thursdays, I guess, is like peak confidence level for women, according to the study. I'm going off the study. I don't know if I believe it. But so that's when you get the advertisements for be a strong, independent woman, buy these sunglasses, buy this fashion, get this thing, get this thing you deserve. You deserve this. Treat yourself. That's when you get those ads. And they're going after women because they did another study that I guess women are more likely to click on links and go click on different links or posts. I don't know if it's ads specifically. And I also don't know if it's relevant whether or not it's ads that they're clicking on or not, because the ones that are doing these studies are social media companies, and they're all about disguising ads as posts. So it's all getting really weird, but I would just keep your guard up, because they're coming after you pretty hard. I feel bad for women on the internet. I think that's the secret sexism that I don't think anybody's ever going to talk about, because most of the people that like to talk about them caring about women are usually aligned with corporations that are preying on them. That's usually how it is. Most of the people that are talking about standing up for a certain, it's like the loudest voice in the room is like the loudest, most virtue signaling or whatever voice in the room is like the one that's most likely to get like Me Too'd, basically. I literally told Winona, I was messaging Winona something about this, and I was just like, I sent a message, and I was just like, we talked about this on stream. I was like, always be skeptical of someone who's going out of their way to let you know that they're a good person. And then she sent me back a screenshot of her lock screen, and she had gotten my message, and then right above that she'd gotten a news alert that had said that like the UN peacekeeping task force or something like that had just gone through a massive Me Too scandal, and she was like, I have chills. And I'm like, I'm gonna shut up now. I don't know why that just happened, but I'm scared. I'm going inside. I'm going underground. Yeah. My brother's a salesman, and he said women are more likely to buy random stuff than guys. Yeah. I mean, it adds up on my end as a guy, because I just know we're stubborn and don't pay attention. Like, so it's not like they're taking advantage of a weakness you have. I feel like they're weaponizing your empathy against you, which is horrible. So people are horrible. Be careful. Jeff, the whole world is coming after us. I'm not coming after you. I'm coming after you to give you a hug. So. Yeah, people suck. Let me pull up what I really should have poured that drink. So I was priming, just kind of talking about this kind of stuff, because I was going to segue into mental health. 2 days now is Mental Health Day, and I would be after what's been going down, I would be very much on the lookout. I've been following like a little bit of like a bit of a scandal. It started on YouTube. I'm sure there's going to be more of these, but if you've heard of a website called, I can probably just pull it up, or an app called BetterHelp. a lot of YouTubers have been promoting it, including Philip DeFranco. And actually, especially Philip DeFranco. Which, no implication, but as you're seeing now, this wasn't like this a couple days ago. So I was following this as it unfolded in real time, and now it's all BetterHelp drama, you know, truth about BetterHelp, my terrible BetterHelp experience. So I watched this kind of unfold in real time, but basically there was a oh my god, I love that meme. Look at that meme. Yeah, here I go. That's me against the K-pop fangirls. Oh my god. Yeah, that's going in my... Actually, let me not do this on stream. I just want to do it in a new window. Perfect. I love it. I love it. It's great. That's so good. Yeah, K-pop fans and furries. we'll get into that. Not really. I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in that nastiness, but we can talk about it briefly because, you know, cons. But why you got secret folders you don't want to see? Yeah, porn on porn. I'm gonna expose him. His desktop is messy as fuck. He's that guy. Of course I'm that guy. Did you not think I was that guy that has a cajillion things on my desktop? Yeah. I do folders. I can't stand it. Listen, Delta, if you have enough folders to contain all the shit going on, you're not at over 9,000%. You need to up your game up. You need to up your tech game up. Anyway, so I just wanted to make you guys aware of this BetterHelp thing. It's an app that I don't know if you've noticed that YouTubers have suddenly all gotten kind of depressed over the last few months all at once. You know, well, must have been a trend. This is the new challenge. They did the depression challenge, the YouTuber depression challenge, the why it's hard to do YouTube challenge. Then they all miraculously recovered, you know, in like a series of like inspiring recovery stories. Like so they did the I've realized it's no longer hard to be a YouTuber challenge or whatever. Yeah. And then when they did that, they talked about they all talked about ways that you could go get help with that, you know, to help you guys, help the subscribers, right? Because they're good people and they care about you. And one of the things that they would push was this BetterHelp app, and basically what it was it's an app that claims that it will connect you with a bunch of licensed therapists that you can talk to, and so you can like message them or like phone them up and talk to them on like on a video call or like on a conference call and all that stuff. Probably because of the ads problem. Yeah, the adpocalypse. Yeah, well, everyone's on Patreon now or doing streams that kind of thing. Like the people that do it full time, like they will just, I've heard people talk about it, like they just pound through their first month of streams and they just stream constantly. And they get to their 4,000 hours of watch content, monetize their channel, and do the super chat thing, and they're like good to go. That's a pretty good workaround until someone screws that up. So, and even then, like Streamlabs, like what we use in the meantime for someone like us, like we can only afford to do this like part time, obviously. I might have the opportunity to do it a lot more than part time, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, so they've been pushing this app, and it's supposed to like connect you to. It's supposed to be like I don't have to go to a therapist. I can just like pick up my phone, and I get the help I need, just like that. Depression, there's an app for that, like that kind of a thing. Yeah, so it turns out it's kind of a scam on multiple levels. First of all, for starters, it is not at all clear, like from what I saw, like they really don't make it exactly abundantly clear what the different price tiers that they're charging are. And so they have some that seem kind of cheap. Like they have one that says it's like $36 a week, which sounds like a lot, but compared to like if you were to go to a psychologist, that's like dirt cheap. And then it goes up to like $80 a month or something like that. The problem is that like those smaller ones, the lower the price discount you get per week or something like that, you only get that you get that discount technically, but it will bill you for like a year out, for example. Like the cheapest one, it was like it billed you for a year's worth of $36 a week appointments. So that was the first problem, is you had like a bunch of broke, depressed college kids that saw like a YouTuber and was like, oh, I can afford this. I can't afford to go to a psychologist. All right, great. And then they sign up. It's really not clear. It's one of those shady things. And then so they get dinged for like, like a few $100s. And so now they're depressed and they're like in a financial crisis. So that's great. That's great. Right out the bat. Secondly, people weren't even being properly connected to people, like therapists, who were using it. Free trials were expiring, and their cards were being charged with those big charges, in spite of the fact that people were calling, or were desperately trying to get a hold of something that wasn't an automated service so that they could cancel. But those were kind of like fringe things that seem to be happening more than they should be. Nothing completely wrong with the service itself, like at its core. And then I was following some streams. They tore it the fuck open. They got this information. They got it up to they found it from like a smaller channel. They all kind of like group streamed and like pulled in different people. They pulled in the guys over at Kiwi Farms, and they found some shit out about this. They got it up to like. They bubbled it up to Keemstar, who's a buddy of theirs, low key, and then Keemstar blasted it out on Drama Alert. And now it's all over YouTube. Asuka spoiled it. It's for an AI. That's the worst one. So first of all, there's a clause in their contract that says that they do not guarantee in any way that they're going to. That it's completely on you to do your own research, your own background check on whatever therapist they match you with, and they take no liability for it. It's like, what are they there for then? Was kind of like the first part. Well, turns out they're there because also in their terms of service, unless this has been refuted. I saw it, and I don't know. They've updated it since, so I don't know if they've taken it out. It appears that they when you sign up for that service, you give them permission to record all of your conversations with your therapist. And that was not something that was being advertised or being disclosed by these YouTubers at all. And so, for example, I don't know if you guys know, like, the Boogie 2988 guy, like, he's like the big, really obese guy. He talks about video games, deals with like a lot of mental illness stuff. He got roped into this. He got dragged into one of these streams where they were questioning him about it because they thought they were like, they thought he was screwing over like his subscribers. And it turns out he's just running it through, like, some of these YouTubers, they're just running it through, they have a brand manager. The brand manager gets an email from somebody else, and so the somebody else scammed them. And he used the service. He talked to the therapist on the phone. He said a lot of dark shit to that therapist. So, and he's a high profile guy. That for whatever reason, he's just a really nice guy who tries to get along with a lot of people, and everybody like wants to like just like fucking ruin his day all the time. But so if that recording ever gets out, like he's fucked. Like, is basically what he said. And so I think he actually fessed to some of the stuff that he said on the stream. I'm not sure how much of it he was joking about and how much he was like serious about. So he kind of did that smart, but like basically like that's really bad. That's really fucked. Imagine how depressed an actual person who has actual depression or like an actual anxiety disorder, like what that's going to do them once they realize that they just like gave a company permission to do whatever with recordings and chat logs of like their deepest, darkest, most fucked up thoughts that they've communicated to a therapist. By the way, the therapists aren't guaranteed to be like, they can technically be a psychiatrist, they can technically be a psychologist, they can also be like some BS like, I got a business degree, now I have a master's degree. I have a business degree, I took a 1.5 year master's degree, now I'm a licensed therapist. So so this shit's like really fucked. So that's why if you saw me raging about it on Twitter, like this was really messed up. Mental illness is the way to put it. Mental illness runs in my family. We've all come up with very intelligent ways that work for us to deal with it, and not only to deal with like the symptoms and the problems that come with it, but also to weaponize and maximize the pros that can come with mental illness. And it's a horribly covered topic. It's been a horribly covered topic in the media, like from before the internet all the way now to here now, where it's people are just getting scammed on the internet. And yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. So don't scrimp on the therapist, I would say, is the thing. And don't use a bullshit app. Do your homework about what is a reliable therapist. If you think you have some sort of mental illness, my personal advice would be that you don't take advice from people on the internet that you don't know. So that's me. Don't listen to this guy. You don't know me. I mean, you do, and you can trust me, sure, but as a rule, like I'm never gonna say anything that's gonna go there ever to like get in that position to take advantage of like people who watch us. Don't listen to people on the internet. Like, go talk to your friends, your IRL friends. Go talk to your family, like your IRL family. Go talk to an IRL doctor. That's the long and short about it. And just do word of mouth, ask around, do it the old-fashioned way. because these people out here, they're taking advantage of people, and it's fucking awful. So there's my little PSA. I know everybody. I know everybody has their problems. I see a fair amount of people, drawn to Visual K for various issues. So if one of those issues happens to be mental illness, just be on the lookout for this. The biggest offender seems to be Philip DeFranco, unfortunately. Multiple YouTubers are their affiliate links for this are running through his company's affiliate link. So, like, when they get a cut, he gets a cut of their cut. You could literally map this out in a pyramid form. And so he's finally been addressing it. He's been downplaying the fuck out of it, in my opinion. I don't want to believe it. Believe that he's doing this intentionally. Seems like a good guy. He says he's going to be taking a reporter to go visit them and document like how they do stuff, and the reporter's supposed to be a reliable outside source since he's in a business partnership with them. Also, apparently he lied or he fibbed about the business partnership. The bigger one that I'm more worried about, that thankfully I think he's put on hold his promotion, is Shane Dawson is blowing the fuck up with his YouTube videos about Jake Paul, calling everybody a sociopath apparently on his documentaries. He was pushing BetterHelp. So that's the one that's getting to everybody, I think, the most. And I know he has been notified of it from the streams that I watch, and he is looking into it. I don't actually have an update about that, but that's the one that's like, that's the big one that gets multi-million views. That's the one that gets like what the fuck is about this? She's messaging me Cotton Eye Joe lyrics. What the fuck? Anyway, it's leading up to Mental Health Day, which I think is the 10th. I would just cynically be like, watch the fuck out on Mental Health Day, to be honest. Like, because if we caught this one, like, God only knows what else is going on out there, that's like, we're here to help you out, that kind of thing. Apparently they were pushing it to YouTubers, like it was like, oh, we're doing this for World Mental Health Day, you promote this, it'll be a good cause, it's to support mental health. So they were using that as like their marketing thing. Also, the guy that like first broke this story has also found a Spanish language website, so they've gone global. So fuck yeah. So fuck that, and just like stay safe out there, kids. Oh, she's mad I read her lyrics out loud. Yeah, I told you this was going to be like a weird stream, a downer stream or whatever, but I wanted to get that off my chest, and then I wanted to talk about some VK, and then maybe we can talk about some more awful stuff. But yeah, the internet has been like batshit crazy. So, God, I love this this meme, man. Oh, there you are, Bob. I had my my chat blown up. or my I had this beautiful meme blown up for everyone to admire. Oh God. Let me read chat. See if I made everyone too sad. Mental hellness, mood. I hate Jake and Logan Paul. Both of them need to stay off the net. Yeah, it's pretty out of control. It's good to get things off your chest. Gotta let them out. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, so next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to talk about a little bit of VK. I was going to talk about it a little bit with Winona. She's not here. I really am coming around on the way that Hyde has started to sound. This Fake Divine song is the one that's got my attention. That's an evolution. I would say After Light, I called it Motionless and Hide. It was fine, and then Who's Gonna Save Us was fine. That one was kind of like Light 'Em Up by Fallout Hideout Boy. Hideout Boy. Oh, look at that! What a perfect portmanteau. Hideout Boy. My songs Know What You Did in the Dark. Oh, that's great. I Hideout Boy. I amuse myself to no end when it's this late at night. I'm gonna get my mace. You can't just turn this into a mace thing. Yeah, boy, B-O-I. I will say that After Light, I was shown that After Light music video while I was at AWA. I missed that. And that's like, I was looking at that like, so it's just like, why do you do this to me? Like, he's troll. I feel like he's trolling the press at this point, because we get asked by people, is Hyde Visual K? And then we go and ask Hyde. He says, no, I'm not Visual K. And then he does After Light, where if you tilt your head one way, it's Motionless and Hide. If you tilt your head the other way, it's Kyo from Obscure, Duran Gray. Like, dude, walking a fine line here, my guy. Come on. You gonna keep doing this to me, man? I do think he has a legit case. I understand it. Like, Visual K is not 80s glam metal. Like, I get that. And Visual K is not goth metal or goth rock. So I get that too. It's just really maddening, and it's really suspicious. I'm sorry. It's suspect. It's very suspect. Let's say. I will get my bow, Delta. All right, so we have a mace, a bat, and a bow. All right, guys, the bat thing comes from Yakuza, okay? It has to be a weapon you can use. Well, I shouldn't say that, because you can use anything as a weapon in Yakuza. Ghoul is going to be hopping in here like, don't let me get my bike in a second. Motionless and White would probably be VK if they were in Japan. Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if you've seen Motionless and White live, but their guitarist, I think it's their guitarist, like the thinner one, his makeup that he does is like he has is it's pretty damn immaculate. Like he has like really like light kind of intricate patterns and stuff that you can't quite see unless you're seeing him live. You know, like he's wearing like white, you know, it's like it's white makeup, it's motionless and white. But then like all the cracks and stuff I was looking at, I was like, oh my god, this is like him in particular. Like the other one, some of them it's like overtly goth, like brutishly goth, or the one guy that just dresses like a nun or whatever. Like, and that's fine, that's whatever. Or Chris, the vocalist, which is like he's just dressing like a goth band, gothcore band or whatever. Yeah, I think Ricky. Well, let me look it up. Motionless in Ricky. I'll know if I. Yep, yeah, Ricky Horror. At least when I saw him live, he just had some like really immaculate something going on his makeup at Warped Tour. That was kind of I was impressed by that. There's some VKH shit for sure. Some VK tier stuff. Ghost costumes are always good. Chris is just American hero. Let's see. What have I got coming up? Or what have I got in my little backlog here? I have all these little like ideas and notes I have written down. Where's my lessons? Yeah. Yeah, one thing I wanted to touch on also maybe is I just wanted to say I'm really happy to see like the Discord kind of growing and you guys memeing and adapting and evolving, you know, with us, especially these last couple days and weeks, you know, as we've kind of pushed it out there just a little bit more. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. We are creating lore, yeah. Well, I think it's really cool because, you know, we've been beta testing this whole idea basically, like the whole summer and the fall and like, oh, how far can we take this? Like, you know, can we go to AWA? And, you know, we pulled off, you know, doing the panel. Can we do an IRL stream? Oh, gotta worry about the connection there, you know, like, but, okay, but can we do a stream right after Miyavi? You know, like, can we do this? Like, how much can we do? The reason we're doing all this and making all this content is, you know, we do really think, you know, I'm really convinced, and I think Winona feels the same way, that there's a desperate need for an online community around International Visual K. And I think the stream I'd really refer you to is the stream we had Shola Aurora on. I'm going to clip that up when I start teaching myself to clip things up. So we can get it out there more, but it basically, he kind of laid it out for me as like an indie artist who's been like running around music scenes for like the better part of a decade, you know, close to a decade at this point. I think it's like 6, 7, 8 years. You know, that's really what it's going to take to be able to bring these to really be able to bring these bands over long term is that if you can form local communities in your area, like local music scenes, get the local music scenes, the bands that come from that, so like, you know, bands in your area, get them to get them in touch with like bands that are incoming into cons to perform, have them open, you know, for the, you know, like a VK band instead of like some weird, you know, random ass opening act, which I will just go on record and say haven't seen that happen, I guess, in person, but I keep hearing about that. It's like, you know, the cons will throw in. It's never anybody that we work with or like, you know, that would bring up, like, but it's like the cons that we work with, the cons that are occasionally they'll throw on like a band that's like from the local scene, and it's like, oh, we do video games, and it's like, we're the video game band or the anime band, and then it's like, you know, an indie VK band that's coming on afterwards. So there's like a bunch of disconnect, as opposed to like, you know, if you had like a band like if they came to a New York convention and you had Echo Black open, or you had you know, someone like Skyver or Shola Aurora. I know the New York scene the best for that, just because we know the guys out there. Thanks, Winona. She networks. So if you have those guys, and then, you know, you have them open, and then they can spread, you know, that band's music throughout their scene, and then as they continue to grow in their scene and spread awareness of like, this is who we're inspired by, and we played with this band, by the way, and this and that and this and that, generates enough interest so that the band can potentially come back for, you know, a tour there that doesn't have to be at a convention. You know, maybe they can do a whole tour, at least a local tour or something. If you get enough of those happening in a bunch of cities in a row, then you get like a bunch of bands being able to go through. But in order for that to really happen, at the current state of how the fans are all spread out, the fans, as far as I can tell, everyone's spread out through no fault of their own, just off in their own pockets. I think the fault is just, and this is now me speaking as someone from like a tech perspective. For those of you who don't know, my day job is I make iPhone apps. That's been my main thing for the last 6 years or so. So I work in tech, and I think the social media companies are just failing abysmally at their job, and it's because they're more interested in mining data and money. So nobody's actually connected anymore. You know, a lot of our community died with the death of the forum. And so it's a lot harder to stay connected. So, but we need an online community of some sort that's like growing and engaging, and it's not just like, oh, I posted on here 3 days ago, and then update, you know, scroll through really weird HTML page. Okay, I respond back to person from, you know, like other side of the world. Wait 3 days, like, because we're in 2018 and shit's moving way too fast. Like, the competition's moving way too fast, and the competition is everything, because like it's the internet. Everything's competing for your attention. So we've seized on this opportunity because I saw where the streams have been heading. I follow the guys that are figuring this shit out as they go along. They are making it up as they go along, but they're just really internet savvy and are aware of, like, they just kind of know what's up and what's going on. So, you know, people figured out that you can use Discord for more than gaming. So now, you know, Discord is looking like the closest thing we've got to a forum kind of community. Turns out Discord integrates really well into streams. Turns out streams are relatively pretty easy to fund themselves, to like grow and like, you know, expand outreach, or just have a little base of money to do more things with. You know, we've experienced all of that through you guys, and we're very grateful, and we're humbled that you guys joining us in this journey. But my main point is that there just really is a need for a international community, and it doesn't have to all be through us. By the way, I would love to see more YouTube channels pop up, because then we have more people to stream with. It'd be fun. So if you ever feel like you want to like make a fan channel, do your own live streams or whatever, feel free to reach out, and I can give you some tips. We kind of set like an extra high bar in terms of like our presentation, as tin can as it is. Like, we don't just use like Hangouts or anything like that, because we are a press site, so we try to keep it pretty press level as much as we can on this like still evolving, like we're like running out on a skeleton as it's like growing up out of like out of the ground. That made no sense, but like we're like running out on this limb as it's growing out from the tree, just trying to stay as close to it as possible, just to stay on the edge, to get out ahead, while the getting's still good, so we can carve out a little foothold, so when everybody rushes out to the stream scene, there's like a spot for VK. We have our little flag planted here. Yeah, I would just say it's really important. So like if you feel like you want to reach out and connect with somebody, like even if it's somebody you see on Facebook or on Twitter, like you liked something that they said and you want to reach out to them, like fight the shyness a little bit, if you find it in yourself, do it as a fan, you don't have to do it for yourself if you're like normally a shy person. I would just really like encourage, it's like reach out, make friends through this thing, and see what happens, because the more connected we can get, once we get everyone connected, then we can come up with like a game plan. And we've tested that out too, because a lot of the growing and adapting, for those of you that are a little newer that I was referring to, there are people in our Discord now that really kind of are very woke fans, so to speak, because we've had promoters on that have kind of explained certain difficulties of like the visual case scene or Japanese music industry. Like cultural differences are a problem. Like we were talking about memes earlier in the Discord. And I hope to do a stream at some point where we can hash out like, memes as they relate directly to like bandmen themselves. Because in the past we've had issues where there is a cultural gap where that is seen as disrespectful in Japan. At the same time, there are younger, more hip bands that are reaching out to international fans like you guys that are totally down with it. So now it's like kind of confusing. There's been related things like that in the past that we've been able to have people on and explain a little bit. And because we've had people, just like a small group of people, like, regular viewers and stuff like that have watched and been able to like internalize that, we've been able to like, I hope like pass on like some information that can be useful to the fans, like how to mobilize and get a con's attention, to get a fan over. We've had multiple streams about like how to bring your favorite band, like best thing you can do to get your favorite band over somewhere, over in your area, like that kind of stuff. So the more connected we can get, the easier it is to spread that information, get everyone on the same page, get everyone understanding like where people are coming from, because like otherwise we're all here on our own, adrift on the internet. We're just kind of confused because we like this music from Japan, but like a lot of us haven't lived in Japan, so there's like a lot of mixed messages, and so like a lot of us are kind of floating out there, maybe like, why the fuck isn't this more popular? This shit's really cool. And there's reasons for that. There's like industry reasons, cultural reasons, political reasons, probably like business reasons, like all kinds of things. And we're gonna keep exploring it. And again, a well-informed population is a powerful population. So yeah. Um, woke says says Asuka. Okay, let's see. Planning cons. Yeah, you guys are already planning your parties for AWA 2019. I'm so proud of that. You guys are ready to go, man. You guys are gonna hit that con hard in 2019. We're gonna hit it hard. So we can almost do an IRL stream. We just have to figure out the particulars, says Delta. Yeah, no, it's definitely doable. The people that actually do IRL streaming, there's people that, believe it or not, there's people that do IRL streaming for a living. It's just they're all on Twitch. They'll have like these hyper specialized, they sell backpacks now that are like, it's like a custom backpack and it's got gear on gear, like all kinds of gear and like booster, like antenna boosters, signal boosters. It's a hell of an investment. So like we're gonna need to wait, maybe like build up the Patreon a little bit, build up the income a little bit, and kind of like that might be a bit more of a long-term thing, although personally I've been able to self-fund a lot of this because I will be using this for like my personal business ventures as well. So I just view it as like another skill I'm learning. So like a combination of that, like it's like, we'll get there though. The IRL streaming community, by the way, is like the most like crazy, like it's real life Jerry Springer. It's insane. I've seen people get arrested on stream. I've seen so much crazy hysterical shit. And you can't fake it. You literally can't fake it. I'm sure they fake some stuff. They set up certain premises and stuff like that. You don't fake the getting arrested part and the camera falling on the ground and then the chat spamming in the text to speech, like all kinds of things, like shouting at the guy as he's getting it's crazy, So obviously the first form of entertainment that's going to come out of that is going to be this really destructive, wild, chaotic kind, because it's a wild, chaotic medium right now, but there's tons of potential there for sure, for more productive stuff. But everyone likes a little Jerry Springer. Rubob's yelling at me to go to bed. I think I need to tell Rubob I don't have to worry about going to sleep late. They need to have such local bands. I live in a forest, so I have to travel regardless. P.S. It works. Fans being connected impacts the industry and helps bring your fave artists out. Okay, cool. Thanks, Rubob. There you go. Promoter confirmed. Promoter endorsed. I'd always rather a promoter say it than me. I'm always happy when Rubob's in the chat. She's like, can confirm. or deny. Or deny. I don't mind being corrected either. You went there, Jeff. Yeah, that information has been quite helpful. Just keep asking them, but respectful about it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of something that we've had to learn, is to be really respectful and kind of get as much information as possible respectfully. So by the time we make a stream about it, we're trying to make it as useful to you, but like fully safe for you to do as possible. Like we figured it out and shit like that. So hopefully. Make it other fake stars con. Go the fuck to sleep narrated by Rubob. That wouldn't have any effect. I think I was like half awake at like 1:30 in the morning, and I walked by Rubob at AWA, and she was like, "Jeff, go to sleep." I was like, "Why?" And I wasn't even paying attention. She was like, "Okay." I'm stubborn. I'm sorry. I'm a stubborn butt. Stubborn butthead. Um, Go the fuck to sleep was directed at Winona, but I guess it can be directed at Jeff too. Oh, okay. Sorry, everything's flying at me. She's not in bed? God damn it. Rhubarb, please come to the parties. Hey, no guarantees, but I will check my schedule. We'll get you in, Rhubarb. We'll get you VIP. VIP to the to the viewer party. Okay. Yes, you a VIP. I was going to talk about the train wreck, end on the train wreck of the that is like the gross ass scandals going on in the furry community on the internet, because as niche as that sounds, it is spilling out into the rest of the internet. The whole internet's grossed out by it, and it is relevant to us because I wouldn't be shocked if by the time AWA 2019 comes around, cons have started banning furry costumes. But I'll probably hold off on it for now because it's still ongoing. So we'll probably hold off for now. There's just some sick shit going down and some stuff in this one community that does show up to cons sometimes. And yeah. Kimiko's like holding my fandom close. Yeah. Kimiko is our Kitsune gatekeeper to the guardian spirit to the JRock and VK community. Okay, what's furry? I shouldn't go into this. No, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's a kink thing, and it's just gotten out of control. And just think about what happens when like a weirdo fetish community, sorry, that's my opinion, not trying to kink shame, but gets out of control and things get illegal in that context. It's gotten really bad, and it's apparently way out of control, way out of hand, all been done to the community. And this is a community that inserts themselves in a lot of other nerd communities, a lot of other art communities, cosplay communities. They're around. They're very politically active. You will notice that a lot of politically active people that say a lot of wild shit on Twitter have some sort of anthropomorphic character as their Twitter avatar. That's my little pro tip. That's kind of where this is coming from. So that whole thing is blowing up right now, and I don't know. It's a shit show. It's the story that nobody's talking about yet, but it's going to be talking about. Politically active, that's new. Yeah, Asuka, I don't remember if you remember that, or I don't know if you remember that Romanian YouTuber I went on I went on his live stream for. He to talk about Spotify with their hate music policy. Like back in May, he used to be a furry and he got out. And it's funny because they asked him, is like, well, what made you decide to leave? And he was like, real life sex. It's like, yeah, fair enough. We all have vulnerable times. We we cope. We have weird things about us, and then we grow out of it. We grow up. That's that. But he keeps an eye on it. He keeps tabs on it, and he's a very principled liberal guy. Understands his politics, and so I've been hearing stories of Antifa infiltrating the fuck out of the furry community for like the last 2 months. And then on another side, I started hearing about all this gross shit happening. And so it's just a nightmare over there, man. Like their whole, like, I'm glad I'm not one, because people are pleading with like people in that community to walk away from their own community because it is that bad. So I have ears and tail for my kitsune, but I am not a furry. Yeah, you have to put that disclaimer now. it's it's people who have a sexual fetish about wearing anthropomorphic animal costumes. There, I saved you the Google search. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Speaking to Lauren. Those conventions where all those happy-looking animals are. They're happy. It's just out of control. So, if you hear something about that, you hear about furries being banned from anime conventions. Maybe I'll just make that Nostradamus prediction right now. Sometime in 2019, furries start getting banned from various non-furry conventions. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if there's another dollar goes in the Jeff is always right jar. Fun little social circle thing. Or fun little like social weirdness going on in a fandom adjacent to ours, that kind of thing. All right, I've kind of ranted and rambled for for long enough, I think. I just wanted to check in, vent, see how you guys are doing. I'm feeling like crap, and this was like a crazy week, so it was like almost too much to take. It's not like it was like depressing, but it's just like a bunch of like crazy shit I saw on the internet. So, and then a bunch of crazy shit happening with Visual K and like cool shit. So, I'm just grateful to be in a fandom of some sorts that's on the up and up. Next time K-pop maybe. Hey man, I keep saying like I see K-pop fans in like Gazette comments and they seem a little intimidated. That's all I'm saying. Not trying to start beef, not trying to do anything crazy. Oh whoops, I clicked off of the chat there. I'm very curious about this vamp aesthetic. I missed that from Second Gale. Yeah, I want to save it for another stream, I think. But long story short, it turns out I'm definitely not the only one. I'm sure there's people even in chat that are like, do we need a Vamps anymore now that we have this hide? Is there going to be a need for a Vamps? Like, is Vamps going to come back as or if they're going to come back, are they going to come back as the Vamps we knew? Or are they going to be something else now? Are they going to go back to like their old like Aerosmith kind of sound, Because Hyde just kind of absorbed all the newer like Vamp styles into himself and then evolved it into like, and is evolving it into like a version 1.5, version 2.0 kind of thing. So, I would like to see Vamps go back to like their old like Love Addict and covering the their Trouble cover, the we're in trouble. Hyde is Vamps. Damn. What about Kaz? Is it Hyde is Vamps and then Kaz is Oblivion Dust? Is that how that works? Kimiko is is a VKH shot caller on Patreon, so she gets to call a couple shots in terms of articles for me to write. So she has decreed that I'm writing about Oblivion Dust, so I'm about to learn about them a lot more this month. So yeah. All right, guys, cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Good catching up with you guys. Everything moving forward from here is going to be much more organized. It was supposed to be organized a week ago, and I just behind the scenes, I've been getting off of this medication I've been on for like my whole life. It just has a side effect that it was being used to treat certain things. I've been able to wean off of it and no longer have any side effects or issues because of some changes I made in my diet and like general lifestyle that seemed to be taking care of what it was treating naturally. But the big side effect that it was also being used as a bonus is that it knocked me the fuck out every night. So it was like a sleep aid. I also noticed, like, with my latest job that, you know, I was requiring less and less sleep or needing to stay up certain nights, and you know, taking that medication was really hampering things because it would just knock me out, and it would throw me off because I would wake up later than I, you know, would want to get in early to get some more work done. So it put me in situations where if I wanted to perform like super high intense, I couldn't. I was a little hamstrung. I had to choose one or the other. Like, don't take it and be like a little out of it, or take it and like oversleep. So I'm at a point now where I've fully weaned off of it. Apparently the side effect is my body is basically doing, I described it in Discord like the anime meme where it's the guy with the butterfly, and it's just like every 6 hours my body's like, is this nap time? Is this bedtime? Is this nap time? Is this bedtime? And so like all kinds of weird shits happened this week. Like I went nocturnal for a lot of this week. So I was asleep during the day and up at night doing work. And then like over the weekend, like I think I had some kind of like a stomach issue or something. And that just resulted in me sleeping even more. So I think I've got it under control a lot more now. So we'll see how this week goes. But yeah, I kind of got it handled today. Got caught up on a lot of stuff today. And looking forward, we'll be back on schedule. So look for a lot of cool stuff from me. And also from VKH. All the other people, Winona and Shiro, who's back. Can't wait to have her on a stream. She knows lots of cool, small indie bands. Which you guys are all actually finding as well. So you all have a lot to talk about there. So lots of ideas, lots of things to do, lots of things in the works, lots of things to catch up on. And so look for all that very soon. At any rate, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. And of course, I don't have my page up to end on like a proper note. Fail. All right, last final call for chat. Speak your speech if you have anything you want to say while I navigate to the to my page, because I guess I closed it by accident because I'm clearly streaming too late. Keep the memes up, guys, by the way. Keep any like art, keep sending me, like, if you have any art, like any fan art, respectful fan art, like PG fan art, you know, of like your favorite bandmen, like, you know, you redrew like a look that they did or something cool. I'm gonna be putting together like slideshows and stuff from like user content and stuff like that. That meme that Asako put of me, I've already filed and saved that. That shit's going in there for sure. So Jeff fan art. Oh god, oh Bob, what have you done? Can you guys wait for me to like get a little bit more attractive looking before you do fan art of me? You know, just like let me like get my shit together enough so that I'm coming on here, I'm in makeup, I could do my hair a little bit, like, you know, I look kind of nice, you know, that kind of thing. Last call for VKH flight from internet to space. Or don't. Or you can chronicle it in art form. That's basically what these videos are. If you go back to like how I looked at the beginning of when I started this versus now, it's kind of night and day for me. So it's kind of interesting because I'm kind of chronicling it. I started out in my parents' bedroom and was about maybe like, I don't know, like 80 pounds heavier. So yeah. You do Yoshiatsu, I will draw. Well, all right. I guess like, that's about it. No, Rhubarb, no erotic fan fiction. I already know what it's gonna be. I already know what it's gonna be too, because it's gonna be me. Gula's gonna ship me and some NPC girl from Yakuza 0, because of certain comments I made while, on our Patreon stream. 80 pounds, holy moly! Yeah, man, Glow Up 2018. It was a real deal. For me, I took it seriously, yo. So, all right, guys, love y'all. Got it up. Jeff Balzette, no. I don't need that kind of confusion in my life. Oh man. God damn it. Alright, I'm ending this before I make this any worse for myself. Alright, bye guys. Thanks so much for watching. You're the best. Peace out.